All right, so what is your name?
Just a joke.
What's your name, sir?
Gussie Contrino
Gussie Katrina. Where are we, Gussie?
in Rockport, Massachusetts.
Yeah, so there's the famous motif number one right over there.
Yes, it
The
is.
famous fish hut. What about that, Gussie?
Motif?
Yeah,
Well,
what
that's
about-
where they used to take out fish years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that building right across the way is the same shape, same size. We used to take fish out over there also. That's what the fish industry. You go across the way in the yacht club, you see a plaque. It actually states that Rockport is where the great Gloucester fleet began. It got so big, it had to go to Gloucester.
Mm-hmm.
So Rockport really started the fish industry. But that's, a story for another time.
So is that your boat?
That's the Gussie girls. Yeah, I built it for me.
What's it built
And
out
you
of?
would actually bang your head on that because the roof is 5 foot 8 inches. I made a mistake. I should have made it taller because now when I want my buddies to come and help me, I watch them crouch down in the pilot house trying to steer the boat on the way home. But, and that's another learning curve in itself. You're better to try and fail than not to try at all. And I had a great idea. I asked the fisheries engineers from my take, Cliff Gowdy. I says, Cliff, I'm going to make it flat from where the propeller comes out. They call it the horn timber. What do you think? He says, try it. It might be the best boat or it might be a dud. He says they make test models and they test them in the flume tank and they're beautiful. They make a real full-scale model, the actual ship, and it doesn't perform. So I tried it. And it's a great boat. It did what I wanted it to do in one respect. It's very stable, but I can't get any speed out of it because I got a giant trim tab. But that's what happens. But my next boat, my next boat, I'll fix it. But that is my last boat, though.
And you're a lobsterman now, right?
I'm a lobsterman now. I was a fisherman for many years, and when you guys are in school, this is the biggest thing that you got to realize that education is really fabulous. Mathematics. Who would ever thought that I would use my mathematics fishing? And I used so much math, it was unbelievable. And a lot of guys that never had the education that I had just couldn't believe. What is it? It's a constant. I guess it's a constant you call it, a formula. Like pi, it never changes. Well, the engineers figured out a constant that we use when we measure the spread of the doors. And the fishermen just looked at it because they had never ever, had that type of math. And it was just, and it worked. It absolutely works. So, when you go to school, study hard. I tell it to my grandson, because you'll never know when you're going to use your education. Who would ever thought a fisherman needs mathematics? I never thought so.
Hey, Gussie, what time do you get up in the morning to go check your traps?
Well, it depends upon when the sun rises. It's a sunrise to sunset fisheries. So if in the summer, it rises about probably 5:10. So I get up at 4:30 and come down and zip out and go lobstering. The reason, okay, I was going to tell you about why I don't like lobstering as well as I love fishing. Lobstering, you have to have bait, and you have to go get bait, and you have to get traps out in the water. Now the hurricane's going by, so for the last 3 days, just hurricane, Jose, I go, oh my, Jose, you. But now it's not. It's going by. So what happens? It's hard to imagine that in 60, 90, 120 feet, 130 feet. When the ocean gets boiling, the current gets running, the pots actually kind of lift up off the bottom and they'll come together and they'll tangle and they'll twist, depending upon how violent it is. We'll have what you call bouquets. There'll be 15 different guys. You'll see all these different colored boys all in a circle, in a cluster. And that's it. That's the end of the gear. You have to cut the buoys off and we can't get it up. There's just too much weight. These are metal traps. And it just happens. When I was fishing, I'd wake up, same time, I'd come down the boat, I'd jump in the boat, take off, and go fishing. I didn't have to worry about lobster bait, didn't have to worry about storms. If a storm would come, I'd put out an extra line. I was secure. On the fishing boat, the dragger, you have what they call a net reel. It reels the net up, sets the net out, real slick. So your net's in the back of the boat. That's all you have, and it's great. I was at the zenith of my career when the National Marine Fishery decided they were going to corporatize it. But actually, in 1988, one of my buddies, Louis Williams, got into a meeting, and he actually wasn't supposed to be there. But anyway, Louis was there, and they were talking about the vision of the future of the fisheries. And the National Marine Fisheries vision was from 0 to 50 miles, so it's going to be the recreational sector, and 50 and beyond was going to be the commercial sector, freezer trawlers. That employs very few people, and it's been proven that a fleet of small boat brings in more money into a community than one freezer trawler, because the one freezer trawler comes in, it offloads, the corporation takes the money. Like all these little lobster boats, what do? Where do they go grocery shopping? Where do they buy this? It puts money into the community. Where a freezer trawler would come in, the money is gone. But that's what, the National Marine Fisheries wanted that because they wanted it to be easier to manage. They thought a bunch of little guys is hard to manage. And for every one fisherman now you can tell the anger coming out. There were 4 people that worked for NMFS, National Marine Fisheries. Not captains, but for every fisherman, there were 4 of them. To manage what? It doesn't take, any one of you kids in school could manage the industry if I told you what to do. Mesh size, ring size, and gauge size, and that's it. And you have to put a little quarter on the guys. You can't let the guys go reckless out there. And of course, I'd have to educate the boys in, economics. You don't want to catch too many fish, you drive your price down. But unfortunately, as men, as males, we're in competition with one another. And yeah, everyone wants to be the alpha, even me, this big guy.
Hey, Gus.
So you have to put.
Thanks, Gus. Thank you very, very much for your.
Well, you want to listen more? Huh? I can go on. What Kenny in there? Kenny, with people that ask me about the fishing, about lobster, and I said, I don't want to talk about fishing. I start talking and ranting away. Oh, you can't go away. You gotta listen more. This is when I was really involved,
But thank you very much for your time, and thanks for telling us about
I don't mind talking
fishing.
about fishing. I think people should know about what the
Oh, they
National Marine
do.
Fisheries
Thanks a
is
lot.
really